Good morning, fellow followers of Christ. I have to admit, it's been a hard couple of weeks. The Florida shootings have really weighed heavily on my soul. When human tragedy like this happens, the first question that a lot of people ask is, where is God? Why didn't he prevent this kind of tragedy from happening? And I understand those who aren't Christians asking this question. It makes sense to me. But when you have a theological understanding of who God is and you know God and his holy word, when you ask this question of God, or when I ask this question of God myself, he turns around and he asks me, well, where were you? This is on you as Christians. I've given you the knowledge and understanding about how twisted and depraved human nature can be. Why have you not acted on this knowledge? You have seen the tragedies that happen year after year, and yet year after year, you have done nothing. I know for some this may sound as if God is being harsh, and for others it may sound heretical. But as a Christian, there are some things that we ascribe to that gives God the right to point his finger at us and say, these are not my faults. The Florida shootings, these tragedies, these are all your guys' fault. You see, we hold to an idea that man is inherently flawed. Man is bent, twisted in some way. We call that sin, or the sin nature. And in each person, that twisted, bent nature is going to present itself in different ways. Now, for the sake of the length of the video, I'm not going to list off all the ways in which the sin nature can manifest itself in people. But as a Christian, and to a degree the culture at large, we're going to try to mitigate that twisted nature within humanity. And what has troubled me as of late is that while we have this understanding of sin and how it twists people and humanity, when it comes to the topic of gun control, we as Christians have no answers and we remain silent. It's pretty universally accepted that to murder somebody is wrong, not just by Christians, but by the society at large. And I understand that you cannot legislate away sin. If a person really has murder in their heart, they can just go and pick up a rock and bash in somebody's head. But what I don't understand is Christians' willingness to allow those with murderous, sinful intent access to firearms, thereby amplifying their ability to commit murder. What we're doing is we're allowing those who have shown through encounters with law enforcement or social workers that they have a desire to kill access to firearms that's going to amplify this. And you see, not having an answer to this problem, it makes Christianity complacent in the murder of children. We talk so much about being pro-life. We have our marches, we have our parades, but when it comes to somebody killing children in classrooms, all we do is yawn. This is why Christians can't go before God and complain and ask the question, why does this keep happening? Now, here's something that I've learned after being in a church for so long, is that Christians have this compunction to complain and complain about everything and expect things to happen, but not really want to put in the hard work or even the little bit of work it needs to actually come up with a little bit of solutions for these problems. So I've come up with a couple ideas that might help. I know it won't solve the problem of a person wanting to murder somebody. That's up to God. But it's a starting point. So it tells the world that those who are true followers of Christ won't just sit idly by and let sin run amok in their world. First off, universal background checks across the whole country for anybody who wants to own a firearm. If you want one, you must be legally allowed to own it. Government money set aside to study firearms and firearm-related deaths. If we want to fix the problem, we have to know more about the problem. Another starting point. Mental health institutions in this country need to be given a lot more money. Billions and billions of dollars go directly into the military-industrial complex if we just reappropriated a fraction of that money and put it into our mental health system. A lot of the problems that we are having might actually be fixed by better access to mental health care. The last idea I have is that when there's a red flag, when law enforcement, family members, or other personnel trained in such manners realize that there is an issue, that somebody's going to hurt somebody else, that they can go in with proper judicial oversight and actually remove a person's firearms to keep them or others safe. These are just a couple ideas that I had that hopefully will get the ball moving. If you've got some, put them in the comments below. Maybe we can have a dialogue and maybe can actually start working and doing things in America so that we can actually stop having the slaughter of our children in schools. My name is David Patton. I publish videos most Fridays talking about my faith and my journey through it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and, leave a comment below. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs down and leave a comment below. Last week's video is going to be right there. I'm talking about how Jesus is being used only as a magic charm by Christianity today. And you can also subscribe by clicking right about there. I do appreciate it. I do thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. God bless and have a good week.